Good evening, kids. Good evening, parents, school administrations, teachers. This is a lesson that is very important for the endgames, and you can find this lesson on NYChessKids website in Intermediate 2. It is here, lesson number 7, endgame key squares. This lesson is also on Lee Chess, and I wanted to explain because I find this lesson to be very, very good and important to study and practice. Now, it is about the king and a pawn. Of course, when you have a pawn, we need to bring that pawn all the way to the other side. So that's our goal. We want to get a queen. Now, how do you do that? Look, if this black king can stay, let's say here, in front of the pawn, then you cannot win the game. If the black king can stop a white king moving forward, you cannot win the game. But if you succeed to move your king forward before you push the pawn, then there is a very good chance you can win the game. If you can succeed that this black king is on the side but not in front of the pawn, you can win the game. So here, correct move is king to d4. We are bringing our king, and now there will be a battle between the two kings, right? Look at that. If I would push pawn to c4, the game is a draw because the black king is in front of our king and in front of the pawn. So I have to play king to c4 because now my king is moving forward. Look, again, I am not pushing the pawn. Like in this case, I can, but I don't want to. I play with a king. I play with a king forward. And now the black king is on the side, not in front of the pawn. So I can push the pawn and my pawn is becoming a queen. And look at this move now. Very important here. If you push the pawn, the game is a draw because the black is going to take the opposition and the game is going to be a draw. So what you have to learn is the rule. King on the sixth rank in front of the pawn. I did explain this in the intermediate one level. King in front of the pawn on the sixth rank always wins, no matter whose move it is. And doesn't matter where this white pawn is. Now you support the pawn and push the pawn and get a queen. Okay, so that's it. Let's just go back very quickly. We review just what is important. Move the king forward. Look, king is doing the battle, not the pawn. Move the king forward. And then when the black king is on the side, you push the pawn forward, push the pawn forward. And very important rule, king in front of the pawn on sixth rank always wins. Remember that. And now you just push and get a queen. That's it about this position. Come back to this one, practice on your own. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now again, look at this position. If the black king succeeds to come, let's say here, to those three important squares, right? On c5 and b5. That's where the black king should be in order to make a draw. If that happens, the game is a draw. You cannot progress. So what do we have to do? Look, I am not going to push the pawn. If I push the pawn, that can end up in a draw. So I want to move my king forward. Now, I could play king to c4. I can play king to b4 and go this way. It's fine, right? So that's what I want to do. Let's play king to c4. And now we want to move forward again, like this. Or we play even this move, it's fine. And look at that. Now, if you push the pawn, the game is a draw. You push the pawn, king goes to c7, and the game is a draw. You cannot progress with your king. So what we have to do is we have to learn to play move like this, because we are doing this battle with the kings, right? The king needs to win the battle, and then the pawn just comes behind the king and supports. Look, black king is now on the side, and that's not good for black, right? Because it's not in front of the pawn or in front of the king. Now we just push, and again, king in front of the pawn on sixth rank always wins. If you push the pawn, game is a draw, because king goes to b8 and it's going to be a stalemate. So you play king c6 and then this way and push the pawn, secure the path for a pawn and get a queen, right? Again, let's go just summarize. Look, we want to move the king forward. The first game I play king c4. How about we play king b4? It's okay, right? We just move forward. And here, I want to play move like this. And then, look, now pawn can move forward, right? It's secure because our king is providing that security. King in front of the pawn in sixth rank always wins. And get a queen. Okay, let's go to the next one. What do we have here, right? Look, we we could win this game by pushing the pawn. It's okay, but we can also win the game by bringing the king, right, forward. Now, if I bring the king forward, it's going to be very easy, right? We can try both, right? We push the pawn, and then we already know, right? King in front of the pawn on sixth rank always wins, right? And now the pawn is secure, becoming the queen. We had this before, right? So you know. Let's go back. How about we push the pawn here? It is okay because this black king is on the side. So our white king actually can support the pawn, right? Just don't push here. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. If you push, the black king is going to look. I got red here. Black king is going to take the opposition, and now we cannot win because it's stalemate, right? Just don't do that. But we know the rule. King in front of the pawn on sixth rank always wins. That's the strategy to win. And you just push, push, and secure your pawn to become a queen. Okay, let's go to the next one. What do we have here? You push the pawn forward, game is a draw. You cannot win because the black king is going to go in front of the pawn or in front of the king. So what do we know? We already know this, right? King in front of the pawn on sixth rank always wins, right? Now you can win with this move as well, right? But this one we know. And look, king is running away. We just provide secure path for our pawn to become a queen, right? Let's go back, see the other way. So instead of playing king c6, I want to play this one, right? And now we know, just don't push the pawn forward. That would be a draw. King in front of the pawn on sixth rank, and we just get, look, we just get a queen. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here, if it's black to move, the game is a draw. If it's white to move, white wins. So basically it works this way. If the black can play this move, king b8, and take the opposition, then the game is a draw. Try to follow me. King b8, pawn c7 check, king c8, king c6, stalemate, right? But if it's white to move, black is actually not in the opposition. Now black has to get out of this promotional space. Now we can support our pawn and get the queen, and we win the game. Okay, let's see the next one. Okay, here look how dangerous is this. You push the pawn, game is stalemate, right? So those positions you have to remember when the king is in the corner, right? But we know the rule: king in front of the pawn on sixth rank always wins, right? Now we play here, and now we play this move, and we support our pawn. Pawn becomes a queen, right? Let's see this one more time. Just don't push the pawn, right? King in front of here, and then we're gonna win, right? Because if the black king goes to a8, then we push the pawn and push the pawn again and support. Like you can practice this, you can try this on your own with a computer, right? Or with your chess teachers on the board. This has to be practiced. The only way you can remember those things is to see them so many times, right? And as soon as you see this position, you know, is it a draw or you are winning? You just have to memorize them. They stay with you all your life. You cannot forget them, right? So that's what it is. Let's see the next one. Here, I know right away white is winning. And it doesn't matter who is to move. Is it black or white to move? I know white is winning because I know the rule. The king in front of the pawn on sixth rank always wins, right? And you just support your pawn, and pawn becomes a queen, right? Let's uh, let's go to the next one. Computer wants me to promote into the queen. Okay, so here you know how to checkmate, right? If you don't, then go back to this, right? You have to know this. Like I don't want to explain you in this lesson how to checkmate with a king and a queen, because I assume if you are on intermediate two level, you should know this kind of stuff. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, look, pawn is about to become queen. If this king, look, the black king is about to take a pawn, but fortunately our king is very close. So we just play a move like this or this one. We support the pawn. You see, that's what's bad for black. When the black king is on the side, not in front of the pawn, right? And now we just take a queen, right? Let's see the next one. Now, when you have a pawns like this on a rook file, this is called pawn on a rook file. A rook on H file and on A file. Those are the pawns on the rook file. They have a problems to become a queen, right? Very often you get a draw, right? When the pawn is on a rook file. But in this case, look, what do we want to do? We want to push this pawn. We want to get the queen, right? Now, we could do it two ways. Look, I can push the pawn, and I'm going to show you that. You actually, even if the king goes to f8, you push the pawn and you get a queen, right? We can do it this way. But I think it is very important you know this one, because you play this move, and now the black king cannot get to h8 or even f8. Now you are safe. You push, and get the queen. Now you win, right? Let's see the next one. Okay, what do we have here? It is a white to move, right? Now, in this case, if white can get to those squares here, right? The circles, he can make a draw. Now, if the black goes here to b2, then we're not going to be able to make a draw, right? But look at this. If you play this move or this move, right, the black is not going to be able to improve. If he goes this way, right, even if he gets here, he's not going to be able to win the game. But we're not going to allow him. Like, we could play this move and the game is going to be a draw, or we can play this move, right? And now we just go into the corner, and there's no way he can win the game. right? Now even that opposition doesn't matter because the pawn rook file pawns, they cannot win, right? And yeah, he cannot just win. You just go and capture. Let's see different ways here. Just remember, with the rook pawn, you always have a chance. Like in this case, even if it would be a black move, the black still cannot win the game. If king goes to b3, if you can get to c1 with your king, you can make a draw, right? You go to c1 and then b1 and a1, you're going to make a draw, right? Or the black king will have to go in front of the pawn and then you can block it. So let's actually try that. Let's try this move. And instead of playing here, let's try this move. And you will see he cannot escape, right? Look, you just keep him this way. That's it. Now, of course, you know, three times repeated position is a draw, right? Here you see three times repetition, the game is a draw. So you can do it this way. Look, if the pawn is on rook file, you can block him from the side, or you can simply go in front of the pawn, right? And the game is going to be a draw. Let me see the last one. Okay, this one may be the most important one for understanding of this position. Look, we want this pawn to become a queen. Now, how do we support this pawn? Okay, we know that we need to go with our king forward. But the problem is, if you go forward this way, then the black king is going uh, to come your way and stop you. So let's calculate. We go king d2, he goes king e7. We go king d3, he goes king to d6. Okay, even okay, in this case, we would still win the game. King d2, king d7, but he can. King d3 instead of king d6, he's going to play king to d7. Now I wish I can move the pieces, right? Because this is very important, the key squares, right? And then if you play king d4, he's going to play king d6. If you play king c4, he's going to play king c6, right? I don't know if I will try later on. I don't know if the computer is going to allow me this way. But if I go this way, then it's going to be I am going to have my king from this side, and then I'm going to win. So let's try this way, right? And look at this. Now we're going to take the opposition. Right? It's very important. What move do you play? Do you play king b4 or do you play king c4? If you play king c4, king to c6, and you cannot progress, right? But if you play king b4, and now king c4, now you can progress forward. You can play, look, you can just make it. And now we know, we had this before, right? We just push the pawn forward, and we know we're going to get into this position. King in front of the pawn on the sixth rank always wins, and we get a queen. Let's go back. I wish I can. I don't know if the computer is going to allow me. Let's try. I don't want to destroy the recording. How about we play this more? Okay, I get the red, right? When I play here, the black king has to go to d7 in order to make a draw. Yeah, that's what it is. Now we cannot win. I cannot win right now. If I play move like this, and then of course, I cannot push the pawn. If I play king c4, king goes to c4, and I cannot win because I cannot progress with my king. My king is the key, right? For that reason, look, for this reason, I had to go from the other side. Like I had to move my king to the other side so that I can support the pawn, right? From the side, right here. You see, now I'm with this, I'm taking diagonal opposition. This is called diagonal opposition, right? And because this opposition, I will be able to go forward, right? Look, now black king has to give up, right? And my king goes forward. So basically, you see, it's all about the fight between those two kings, right? and you have to try to get the best possible position with your king so that you can push the pawns and they can become a queen, right? Hey kids, okay, this is the end of this lesson. But if you really want to get this, you have to practice. Practice it with the computers many, many times, not only one time, right? Sometimes, when I ask uh, kids here at the camp or in the classes, did you do that study? They say, oh yeah, I did that study, right? But do you really know? Do you really understand what is it, right? This is something that has to be practiced over and over and over and over, many times. Even if you have to do it 50 times, do it 50 times before you get it. But if you see a position like this, you have to know right away, is it a draw, white wins, or black wins? You have to know immediately what is it. You cannot be guessing. You can't say, oh, I'm not sure, right? Let's try this one. No, 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 it doesn't work that way. Or you know, or you don't know, right? So this is for kids who are playing on a chess tournament. This is important for you, right? Because you are going to end up in those kind of positions many, many times in the chess games on the tournaments. And if you play in a national championship, this could be the game that decides, right? If you're going to get in first place. So, okay, maybe I'm talking too much, right? Okay, get good night. I'll see you again in our next lessons. Bye bye.